Simon says, hold it on. Holding a big capacity bike at full throttle can be intimidating. But if you can't do it on the straights, where the least amount of risk is, where can you do it? By full throttle, I mean all the way until it's physically on the stop. Not partially open, or nearly open, but wholly, completely and totally 100% open. I recommend you don't do it half-heartedly. So, once the bike is upright, I grit my teeth, grab the throttle by the scruff of the neck and hold it open until the engine RPM has climbed towards the limiter where it makes peak power in each gear, trying to blow the it up. This is where you are winning time. Yell abuse out loud at the bike if this works for you. Use whatever makes the fear go away, because this is the safest place to win time. After a few laps of this holding it on, the fear goes away and you can relax while the throttle is wide open and, in relative calm, line up the next corner entry while looking for your braking marker. I never use the clutch on upshifts. This doesn't damage your gearbox if your timing is correct. Once you start using full throttle together with high engine RPM, you'll start passing riders on the straights. The riders who think they're on full throttle. It is much easier and safer to pass on the straights than the corners. Throttle opening is directly proportional to lean angle. There's a lot happening when you're riding on track. If you forget everything else, do not forget this rule. It will keep you safe and show you where to push in order to go faster. I still rely on it today. The greater the lean angle, the smaller the throttle opening. The more upright the bike, the more you open that throttle. Very simple, I know, but it works. It amazes me how many reasonable track riders do not understand this and put themselves in unnecessary danger for slower lap times. Looking at the riders trying to get their knees down, I see them half throttle on the straights, looking for the corner, and then they lean the bike over and open the throttle up. Crazy. The rear tyre can cope with full throttle when the bike is relatively upright and on the fat part of the tyre. On full lean, you're using such a small contact patch. It's designed to hold you and the bike up through the middle of the corner with closed throttle, neutral throttle, or slightly building speed to adjust track position, but not hard acceleration. Look carefully at the diagram. The area from part lean left to part lean right is approximately where you can use full throttle in relative safety. Although it is impossible to say exactly what degree of lean angle is safe on your bike. It depends on the power of the bike, surface grip, and how good the rear tyre is, to name just a few variables. It is your job as a rider to solve this equation. Voodoo Quick Shift. If you don't have a quick shifter, the device that senses pressure on the gear lever and momentarily cuts the ignition, allowing you to change gear without backing off the throttle. You still don't need to use your whole arm when twisting the throttle. I know this might sound obvious, but I see it regularly. This causes you to lose a fair bit of time and acceleration with each gear change. Please practice what I'm about to tell you with your engine off. This is especially useful if you have a standard long-action throttle. Grab the throttle with your normal hand position and open it using your wrist rather than your arm. When you run out of wrist movement, roll the throttle twist grip in your fingers while keeping your arm and elbow at roughly the same level. On the long straights, your focus should be on keeping the throttle open, only partly closing the throttle quickly and just enough to slot the next gear in.